just going to do a quick nut and bolt check before I go for my next run. Done a bit of work on it, took it for a run after putting the exhaust and the jets on. So all seemed good. I did have to move the C-clip on the float needle. I had to move that up one because it was spluttering between 1/4 and 3/4 throttle. So I moved the needle clip up, which dropped the needle down, leaning out the mixture, and it was cruising fine, no spluttering or anything. So just going to give it a quick nut and bolt check before I head out on another trip somewhere. Also a bit of a new view from the cockpit. It's these new grips. Closed end. Nice, really comfortable. Went on easy enough. Just pulled the old ones off, slid these ones on. I like them. Before putting the new exhaust on, I treated the collars in there on both sides, and the I don't know what this is called, but this all run down, look. So I'm gonna have to clean all that off. I do want to respray this as well with a different blue, because this blue, when I got the bike, this blue was different to this blue, and there's some small rust spots which I want to get on top of quickly so I don't have to buy a new tank. I got the two little dents. This one was already there. The one on the other side was when I had my accident, right there. But these stickers are like 30 odd quid each, I think, on the internet, so I'll probably put a different design on there, maybe a crow, an O2O or something. Other than that, it's not too bad. I sorted the chain out not so long ago, but there's all fluffy stuff on it. It says there 25mm. It's lubricated. It's all looking okay at the moment, so tighten up the exhaust nuts, just check those so that there's no leakage, and then take it for a run. See, that was really loose after the last run. I want to do these in like quarter turns if possible. so mid-throttle, well, between quarter and 3/4, you may have heard on the video, is spluttering quite a lot, so I need to dial that in, which means I need to make adjustments to the needle clip, which is inside the throttle slide. So I'm going to have to take all this off. I've tried to get it out, but there's just not enough room, so I've put it back in. I'm going to have to take all the air filter out and move it all back enough so that I can slide the carb off and around to the other side, and I can adjust the needle. I'm going to drop it down 2 notches, so I'm going to allow more fuel to come in on mid-throttle, and then put it all back together, see how that makes a difference. Okay, so not sure if you can see the position of this. It's currently on position 2 from the top. Position 3 is going to be mid-range. 4 and 5 are going to make it richer. So by moving this clip down, you make it richer. Moving it up, you move the needle down, which blocks more of the pilot jet, and it restricts the amount of fuel. So I'm going to move it down 2 notches to position 4 straight away, and then see how the mid-range feels on that. So by moving the clip down, I've raised the needle, and as you can see, the needle's tapered. So it's thicker up here, thinner down here. So see that my finger's the top of the jet. I've raised the needle. I've put the clip down, so it's going to bring it up, which is going to. It's exposing more of the taper, which means there's going to be more space for the fuel to come through. So I'm just going to reassemble it and then take it for another spin. Not sure if you can see in there. There. Make sure it snaps back correctly, which it does. Okay, so as you may or may not have heard on that last run, moving to clip position 4, making it richer, was definitely the wrong move. So I'm going to move the clip back up to position 1, because position 2, low end, was really good, but 3/4, like quarter to 3/4, was really spluttery and boggy. So I'm wondering if position 2 was slightly too rich and the needle needs to go to position 1. So I'll move it to position 1. Hopefully 0 to quarter throttle will be okay. Well, we'll still be okay, and quarter to 3/4 will have improved. If not, then I might need to just make adjustments on the fuel screw at the front here. So we'll see how that goes. The only problem, maybe this is a little bit small, this helmet, because every time I take my helmet off I pop this out. Maybe I need to buy a better chin guard thing. But yeah, here we have it. Here it is. I definitely like these grips, especially with my my tan gloves, because they kind of go well together, I think. And it's just takes your eye away from the rougher parts of the bike, really. But yeah, I'm happy with that now. I wasn't sure if it was lean or if it was rich. I didn't really know, I'll be honest, I didn't know. When I bought the bike, the carburetor, I didn't know, was off a Honda CG125. So it's got, I think, a 22 or 24 mil Venturi, as opposed to an 18 mil on a standard stock Honda Rebel CA125 carb. The main jet in there, in this carb, was a 95, which is smaller than the workshop manual calls for, which is a 98. So the stock carburetor for the Honda Rebel is a 98, which is called for. But there was a 95 in this one. The pilot jet is a 35, which is the same on both carbs. So when I put these pipes, the exhaust pipes on, the BSM exhaust pipes, to accommodate that, I had to put a 102 main jet in the carb. So it was calling for more fuel, because the bike was just running way too lean on the standard setup on this Keihin PD C4A carb. I began on position 3, which is the middle position on the float needle. It was spluttery on 0 to quarter throttle. Quarter to 3/4, that was good, and full throttle was good. So to correct the 0, I wanted to correct the 0 to quarter throttle, because roundabouts it was a bit spluttery, a bit dangerous, really. Yeah, I've got an L plate on the back, and he's in a t-shirt, and now it seems to be running sweet on all the way through the throttle, from 0 throttle right the way through to full throttle. Now when I go from, say, full throttle to, you know, mid-range throttle, 50% throttle, it is a bit spluttery, but I think that's because I've got a single carb feeding 2 cylinders, and you know, it's probably a bit slow, to be fair, and it's just over fueling just a touch. But you know, as long as you're smooth with it, there's no problems. So I think this bike is now ready for me to go on a bit more of a longer journey. So I'm going to get my lid back on and make my way back home before it rains, because I want to really I want to look after these exhaust pipes, because you can't get them anywhere anymore. I'd be able to get some made up, no doubt, but yeah, I love them. I love the sound. Yes, it's loud, but after my accident I want people to hear me come in. So thank you for watching. I'm going to head home now and hopefully catch you on the next one. Peace out.